close your eyes for a moment and imagine you've just woken up in a life where your love story has already blossomed into the beautiful reality you always wanted. You roll over, and there's that calm, steady presence you used to hope for, now breathing beside you. The air feels different, not because anything magical happened overnight, but because you finally matched your inner world to the experience you were always chasing. That feeling, that soft certainty, is the heart of what Neville Goddard called living in the end. The practice of accepting the wish fulfilled now, not tomorrow, not after an ordeal, but now. Tonight we're going to talk about how to use this idea to transform love and relationships. Whether you're calling in a partner, healing a connection, or deepening the love you already share. Most of us have been trained to live in the middle. We analyze, we monitor, we keep score. We tell ourselves stories like, once I fix this, once I heal that, once they text me back, then I'll feel secure. Living in the middle is like checking the oven every 2 minutes and wondering why the cake won't rise. Living in the end is setting the temperature, trusting the recipe, and letting the heat do what it does. It's the mental equivalent of resting in the final scene. Instead of waiting for proof, you become the proof. Your mind stops auditioning for love and starts embodying it. So what does living in the end look like in love? It looks like feeling chosen before the confirmation arrives. It looks like speaking to your partner from the outcome, not from your fear. It looks like enjoying the certainty of your bond without demanding constant reassurance. It looks like a gentle, quiet knowing that has nothing to do with performance, pleading, or perfection. If you're single, it's the feeling of already being in a loving relationship. Your nervous system regulated as though the connection were already here. If you're together but wobbling, it's the feeling of being on the other side of the wobble, having already worked it through. If you're recovering from heartbreak, it's the feeling of your heart having closed the chapter and opened the next one, even before the external world catches up. Neville said imagination creates reality. In relationships, that means the inner dialogue you run is not just commentary, it is causative. Picture your imagination like a garden, and your assumptions are the seeds. If you plant seeds of "I'm always abandoned," your behavior, tone, and choices will water that seed until it sprouts. If you plant "I am loved, chosen, and secure," you'll move, speak, and respond from that assumption, and the world will mirror it back. Living in the end is a commitment to plant only the seeds you're willing to harvest. Let's try a gentle exercise. Think of the relationship outcome you desire. Not the steps, not the plan, not the timeline. The end. Maybe it's warm evenings cooking together. Maybe it's walking into a party with your person's hand in yours. Maybe it's that ring catching the sun, or coffee 2 mugs side by side on a quiet Sunday morning. Whatever the scene, make it short, sensory, and final. A congratulatory scene works well. A dear friend hugging you and saying, "I'm so happy for you both." Or your mom smiling at a photo and saying, "You can see how in love you are." Now step into the scene. Feel the fabric of their shirt under your fingers during the hug. Hear the clink of dishes as you set the table. Smell the coffee. Notice the weight of your phone as you take that picture together. Breathe the scene in until it becomes ordinary. So ordinary, it's not even a dream anymore. When you open your eyes, carry that ordinariness with you. That's living in the end. Not fireworks, but familiarity. You might be thinking, but what about reality? What about the fact that they haven't texted? What about the fact that we argued? Living in the end doesn't deny facts. It deprioritizes them, It says, I acknowledge what is, but I choose to feel from the state I prefer. And when you dwell in that state, your words soften, your body language opens, your timing improves, and your choices align. The conversation that would have spiraled into a fight now lands on understanding. The message you would have sent from panic becomes a patient, warm response. The date you schedule isn't a test. It's an expression of the ease you already feel. One of the sneakiest traps is treating imagination like a negotiation. You visualize love and then immediately check your phone to see if the world complied. That's just living in the middle with extra steps. Living in the end is not a bargaining chip. It is an identity. You aren't rehearsing to get something. You are becoming someone. The version of you who is already loved and loving. That identity shapes your micro-choices. You choose clothes that feel like us. You notice couples with warmth instead of envy. You take care of your space because it's a shared space in your inner world. Even if the toothbrush holder has one toothbrush for the moment. You stop behaving like a guest in your own life. Let's address attachment fears, because they're real. Maybe your body learned to brace for disappointment. Living in the end meets that body with compassion. Before you attempt any scene, pause and regulate. Put a hand on your heart and tell yourself, I'm safe to receive. If tears come, let them. The end you're living in is safe enough to hold your grief while it lets it transform. Then pick a scene that doesn't overwhelm you. It can be as simple as a text tone and the feeling of smiling because it was your person checking in. Don't force a wedding scene if your nervous system is shaking. Gentle, believable scenes build trust. As your body believes, your imagination can stretch. Another common question, but what if it's this specific person? Is that okay? The key is this. Focus on the essence of the relationship more than the face. If the essence of safety, passion, laughter, mutual growth, and devotion flows whenever you imagine them, wonderful. If your body clenches and spirals, shift to the qualities. The end is a state, not a hostage situation. You are never forcing someone else to be anything. You are aligning yourself with the version of life in which love, as you define it, is already present. Often the person who matches that essence appears naturally, either the one you had in mind transformed, or someone even more aligned entered. Here's a simple daily practice you can do in under 5 minutes. Morning. As you wake, before your mind grabs your to-do list, drop into your end scene. Feel it for 90 seconds. Do not imagine the process. Rest in the moment that confirms it's done. Afternoon. When you catch yourself scanning for proof, smile and say, of course my relationship is thriving. It's who I am. Then redirect to something you love doing. Evening. As you fall asleep, replay your short scene. 3 loops, no strain. Let the feeling tone settle into your body. Sleep in that feeling. If you miss a day, you didn't break anything. Return gently. Consistency beats intensity. Language matters. Replace I want with I am. Instead of I want to be chosen, try I am the chosen one in my love story. Instead of I hope we make it, try we are the couple that always finds our way back to connection. Speak it only to yourself if you prefer. This is not about declaration to others. It's about the atmosphere of your own mind. Your words are paint. Your assumptions are the brush. Your life is the canvas. And in love, the colors you lay down inside will inevitably tint your conversations, your pauses, your humor, your generosity, your boundaries, all of which create the masterpiece of a relationship. Boundaries belong in the end, too. This isn't about tolerating poor treatment because you're imagining better. In the end, you're living in, you are respected, you're clear, you honor your needs without drama. Living in the end will often nudge you to say no faster, to leave what doesn't match sooner, and to make space for the yes that does. It'll also encourage you to forgive when the person in front of you is aligned with your essence but imperfect, just like you. The end isn't brittle, it's deeply kind and deeply honest. What about action? Living in the end isn't passive, it's purposeful. From your end state, you take the next natural step. If you're single, that might look like going where your future self actually spends time. Classes, events, communities that reflect your shared interests. Not to hunt, but to belong. If you're in a relationship, it might look like planning a date that your end selves would love, not waiting for them to read your mind. It might look like initiating the conversation in the tone your end state would use, a tone that's soft, clean, and direct. Action is the branch growth of your inner root system. You don't strain to force it. It emerges because the tree is already alive. You'll have days where the old story flares up. That's normal. When it does, treat it as a weather pattern, not a prophecy. Anxiety is passing through. Take a breath. Go back to your simple sensory scene. If you need to, rewrite your inner monologue. Even if I feel shaky, I'm still the person whose love life is steady. The mind loves repetition. Give it better lines to rehearse. Ask yourself, if it were already done, how would I respond to this text? How would I carry myself into this dinner? How would I sit on this train? Then do that quietly, without performance. Your energy becomes less about proving and more about enjoying. There's beauty in letting it be ordinary. We're seduced by drama because it feels like movement. But love reveals itself most in the mundane, in the little rituals and the private jokes and the way you reach for the same blanket. Living in the end trains you to find magic in the mundane. When you pour your coffee, you're pouring for two. When you tidy your room, you're honoring a shared sanctuary. When you reply to a message, you're speaking from the ending where your connection is easy. The more ordinary this feels, the more stable it becomes. The more stable it becomes, the less you crave reassurance. And the less you crave reassurance, the more you can offer genuine presence. If you're healing from a breakup, living in the end can feel like betrayal of your pain. It isn't. It's a promise to your future. You can grieve and still visit your ending. Perhaps you're seen as you laughing again a year from now, showing a friend a photo of your new place and saying, "I love my life." Perhaps it's receiving a message from someone who meets you in full and noticing how calm you feel as you read it. The end holds your tears and it holds your smile. The pressure to get over it dissolves when you realize the end is already planted. You're just giving it time to grow. Let me give you a small script you can whisper to yourself when you need it. In the reality I prefer, love is here. I'm chosen, I'm cherished, and I'm easy to be with. I trust myself. I trust the path. I live now in the feeling of our love fulfilled. Say it slowly. Feel each word land. Then let your actions echo it in small, sweet ways. Sometimes people ask, "How will I know it's working?" You'll know because the craving for signs fades. You'll catch yourself smiling at couples because you're part of that club now, even if the other half hasn't walked in the door yet. You'll notice how your boundaries get simpler and your laughter comes sooner. You'll stop telling your old story to new people. You'll feel less haunted by timelines. You'll be busy living. And often, that's exactly when the call comes, or the introduction happens, or the apology arrives, or the commitment deepens. Not because you cracked a code, but because you embodied the end so fully that life had no choice but to meet you there. Consider this your gentle nudge. Choose one scene tonight. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it final. Loop it as you fall asleep. In the morning, live from it in 3 tiny ways. Maybe you make the second coffee mug. Maybe you wear the sweater your partner once complimented you on in your imagination. Maybe you text with warmth rather than fear. That's it. You don't need to micromanage the how. You are learning to be the person who already has what you want. The end will begin tugging the middle into place. As you practice, speak kindly to yourself. You're not late. You're not behind. Love isn't a scarce resource. It's a state you attune to. And from that state, you attract the experiences that match. You can put down the megaphone that shouts for attention and pick up the tuning fork that hums with certainty. You can move through your day like someone who already got the invitation they were waiting for. Because in the end you're living in, you did. If this resonated with you and you want more conversations like this, more tools, more practices, more stories that help you live in your beautiful end, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for the next one. Your love story is already unfolding. Let's live in the end together.